Peace. What's happening, good people? This Gift here for Payusnomind, and let's talk about recouping the cost of digital distribution. Your return on investment for digital distribution. How much does it take for you to break even on what you pay for digital distribution? That's what we're talking about. You see, I built a calculator. Yes, I built a music distribution return on investment calculator. And this calculator allows you to identify the true cost of digital distribution when you factor in all of the fees, because as we know, the sticker price is not always the price you end up paying at the end of the day. It's like paying for cable TV, where they say $70 and you get all of these channels, and then when the bill comes, you have regional sports fees and broadcast TV fees and all sorts of fees that jack that price from $70 to damn near $200, right? So this allows you to see what that actual price is. And then it also allows you to identify how much you need to generate from the standpoint of streams, content ID revenue, and sales in order to recoup that cost, in order to break even on that price. Now, what I want to do here is walk you through how to use this calculator. So you see here, we have this distributor tab, and this tab allows you to select different distributors. Now we have a few here now, but you guys can request different distributors to add, and we'll add them as they come in. Now, when you select a distributor, that's going to isolate all of these metrics and focus it on that distributor. And it's going to combine all of the plans for that distributor if that distributor has multiple plans, right? So it's like we're going to isolate TuneCore, and then you see the plans for TuneCore: professional plan, breakout plan, rising artist plan. So in order to isolate the plan, we have to select that. So now everything is focused on the professional plan. And all you see here is all pertaining to the cost of the professional plan. Now, note, in order to switch distributors, you have to uncheck that plan. And then you will see all of the distributors again. So again, to reinforce, if you have a plan chosen and you go to distributors, you will not see all of the other distributors. In order to see the distributors after you've chosen a plan for one, you have to uncheck that plan. And then you will see the distributors once again. Now, going back, professional plan. So you see here, TuneCore professional plan, pricing. Now the reason why we have pricing and album price is because pricing is for distributors that charge you an annual fee. So if a distributor charges you $20 a year or $50 a year or whatever have you, you'll see their pricing in pricing. And if they charge you per album, like CD Baby does, you'll see their pricing in album price. And we are focusing on albums here. We're not considering singles. So everything here is constructed around albums. So you see here the price that whatever distributor charges you per album. Then on this side, you see the number of albums, which is something that is relevant to distributors that charge you per album. And then you see the number of years, which is relevant for distributors that charge you an annual fee. Now, number of albums isn't really relevant to distributors that charge you an annual fee unless they also charge you per album. And number of years isn't relevant to a distributor that charges you per album unless they also charge you an annual fee. Then you have the revenue earned. And revenue earned allows you to identify the cost of using a distributor that charges a percentage of revenue. So if you work with a company like, let's say, 1RPM, that takes 15% of your revenue, and you want to see how much you would lose paying them 15% of revenue. You would be able to say, okay, I'm going to input $100 here and see how much I'd lose if I had to pay them 15% of my revenue. And you'd see the result here and revenue earned. Now, revenue earned isn't really relevant to a distributor that allows you to keep 100% of what you made. So this is not something that you need to input anything in if the distributor that you're looking at does not take a percentage of revenue. So you see here, you got streaming gross, streams needed, content ID gross, content ID views, sales gross, sales needed. This is the total amount of revenue broken up by the percentage of revenue attributed to each source of revenue. So what I did was I looked at different artists that I've worked with in the past and the percentage of revenue that each revenue source was accountable for. So streaming revenue was accountable for about 67% of the artist's revenue, and content ID revenue was accountable for about 2%. And sales revenue was accountable for about 31% of revenue. So based on those metrics, which might be different for you, so this is more so just to give you an idea of what it looks like to recoup the cost. But based on these metrics, in total, this is what it would take to earn back the $49.99 that you would have to pay for TuneCore with the professional plan. So you look at this and you see you would need to generate $33.49 total. And that would take you 11,000 streams, over 11,000 streams to make $33. So over 11,000 streams to earn the streaming revenue that would contribute to recouping the cost. And with content ID, you would need 999 views in order to earn the $1 that it would take to earn the revenue that would contribute to recouping the cost for content ID. And with sales, you would need over 15 sales to earn the $15 that would contribute to recouping the cost of digital distribution with sales. Now, what you gross is not what you take home. What you net is what you take home. And that's why we have the ability to switch metrics. So here you see gross, but if you click this gear icon, you have the option to switch between streaming gross and streaming net. So we switch to streaming net, and this is what you take home after your distributor takes its cut. So when it comes to streaming revenue, TuneCore doesn't take a cut. So you keep 100% of streaming revenue, so you don't see a change when you switch to net for streaming. Now, content ID, TuneCore takes 20%. So when you switch to net for content ID, you see you only earn 80 cents for content ID. Now with sales, you look at gross and you switch this out and you go to net. Now with sales, TuneCore allows you to keep 100% of sales revenue, but iTunes takes 30% of sales revenue. So factoring that into the equation, you do not walk away with $15, you walk away with $10.85 in sales revenue. Now, gross total is the total amount you earn from your gross revenue sources, and your net total is the total amount you earn from your net revenue sources. And then you got net revenue, which is how much you lose when you subtract what you had to pay. So here you look and you say, okay, you had to pay TuneCore $49.99. So you made money, but you had to pay it out. And that payout included fees. So when you think about total fees for TuneCore, it is the $49.99 base annual fee that they charge you, plus 25 cents per transaction. And that is a total of $50.24. So you have your net total of what you actually earn minus the fees of the 20% for content ID revenue. And then you subtract that by the total of the distribution costs plus the transaction fees. And 4514 minus $50.24 leaves you with negative $5.10. So if you recoup the cost of digital distribution with TuneCore, you would end up losing $5.10. Now, if we want to switch here and take a look at CD Baby to view things from the standpoint of a distributor that charges you per album, we go back here and, like I said again, we uncheck it. Uncheck the plan first, then we go to distributors. And we go to CD Baby. Now CD Baby only has one plan. It's a standard plan. And they charge $10 per album. And you see here what it would take. CD Baby takes 9% of your revenue. So whatever you make, CD Baby is gonna take 9%. So streamer revenue net, you would need 2,200 streams. That would earn you $6.70. You walk away with $6.10. Content ID views, 200 views you would need. You would gross 20 cents. You walk away with 14 cents. Sales needed, 3. You would gross $3.10. You will walk away with $1.89. And then you look at your net total, $8.13. Net revenue, negative $1.87 if you made back the $10 that you had to pay CD Baby to recoup the cost of distribution. Total fees, $10. Now, if we go here and look at the revenue earned, we type in $100 in revenue earned. So if we made $100 in revenue, we walk away with $80 or $81. If we made $100 in revenue, we would walk away with $81. And with this revenue earned, we can also swap and view how much we lost, like how much did we pay to CD Baby. So making $100 in revenue, we end up paying CD Baby $18. Now, if we made $1,000 in revenue, we pay CD Baby $100. Now, if we made $10,000 in revenue, we pay CD Baby $909. Now, why this is relevant is because why would you pay CD Baby $909 annually for distribution if you could pay TuneCore $20 a year or $50 a year for the same service? You know, so this is where things get punitive when you have distributors that take a percentage of revenue. The more money you make, the more money you pay. So we make $10,000 here, we end up paying out $909 for digital distribution. We make $100,000, we're paying $9,000 a year for digital distribution. And it's not a matter of whether one distributor is better than the other, because they could be equal. So it's like, is CD Baby service $9,000 better than TuneCore service? $9,000 is a lot to pay for digital distribution, especially if you don't need to do it. So that is the calculator. Now here you see the explainer, which factors in the fees and the cost and everything. So you see here with a little bit of notes too. So you see here we talk about the price. CD Baby charges $10 per release as a one-time fee. Content ID split, they take 30%. There are no additional fees. You know, I note that recouping the cost is once you pay once and then you're in profit after that. 9% fee, and what that would mean for your revenue. So you got some notes here about the distributor and the fees and all of that stuff. So it's a link to the calculator in the description box. You guys can check it out, poke around, let me know what you think about it, you know, what it was like using it, all of that good stuff. As always, y'all can hit me up at Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter. Hit me up on Substack, send me some notes, whatever have you. Make sure you comment your thoughts and opinions on this tool and what distributors you'd like to see added, or what challenges you're having if you're running into challenges and all of that good stuff, man. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace, good people. One.